Hi guys, how's everyone doing today? I hope you're all well. Thank you so much for pressing on my video. You are a gem. If you're new to this channel, hello and welcome. We are the Mori System. We have dissociative identity disorder, meaning that we have multiple personalities or alters that live in the same body in the simplest terms. Please consider subscribing while you're here. This is Minnie, and today's video is going to be tips for new systems. If any of the terms that are used in this video confuse you, I'm going to link up here a video where we tell you what all the different DID/OSDD terms and lingo mean, so you can go and watch that if you're confused. Let's get on to the video. The most important thing we can tell you is just to stay safe. You do not owe anybody any information about your diagnosis or your suspected mental illness. If you don't think someone will take the information well, you do not have to tell them. Prioritize your own safety. Our second tip would be to watch videos and content about DID or OSDD, especially if the content creator also has DID or OSDD. I can link a couple of good creators who have DID or OSDD, so you can go and check them out instead of watching people that don't have it that might be giving misinformation. So go check them out. Also, you can watch my videos if you want. If the content creator also has the same mental illness that they're talking about, you know that it's going to be more accurate information, so that's always a plus. Number 3 is don't give your alters offensive or basic labels like the mean one, the sad one, the scary one, the crazy one. They are more than that, and calling someone something like that can almost become a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if you call them the mean one, they will become meaner. Or if you call them the crazy one, maybe they'll become more crazy. Tip number 4, try to reach out to your alters. Leave notes or video recordings for them to see. Let them know that you are open and ready to accept them if they are ready to open up to you. Tip number 5, if possible, try to go see a mental health professional. And try to encourage your alters to also attend therapy sessions. Tip number 6, make system accounts, such as system Instagram account, system Facebook account, system Tumblr, Twitter, anything like that. This can help you meet and speak to other people that are going through the same thing that you are. Tip number 7, find ways to cope with things such as blending, flashbacks, panic attacks, twitching, dissociation, anything like that. We made a video which I will link up here where we talk about dissociation, so go check that out if you'd like. If you need tips for grounding when you're dissociating, there is going to be a link in that card, the description of that video, where you can go directly to the time where we talk about grounding techniques for dissociation. So go watch that if you feel like that could be helpful for you. Things that can help with all those things that I listed earlier in the video, like blending and dissociating and anxiety and stuff like that, are talking through it, grounding techniques, music, or anything else. Tip number 8 is keep a system journal and encourage your alters to write in it as well. This helps you keep track of who's been out, what's been going on, what is going to be coming up, such as like appointments and things, and just kind of helps keep your life together. Tip number 9 is make system rules and let your alters try to help make the system rules. As long as they're not ridiculous or harmful rules, then it's okay to let them help. Tip number 10 is talk it out. If it is safe to do so, it is always a good idea to talk to your friends, family, or loved ones about what's going on, because that can really help. Also, mental health professionals is a big one. If you don't have anybody in your life that can help you with that, then talk to a mental health professional, because they're literally there to help you. So, tip number 11 is get to know your system. They're all different people. They're not going to be exactly like you, so it's a good idea to try to get to know them. This can also make them feel more welcome and just, I guess, better about existing. Tip number 12 is remember that they just might not be ready yet, or they might not think that you're ready yet. If your alters aren't responding to you or reaching out back to you when you're leaving notes and videos and things, that's okay. Some alters are gonna want more time, and you just have to allow them to do things as they feel ready. It doesn't mean that you're faking or that your alters don't like you. It just means that they aren't ready or they don't think you're ready. Just remember to give them time. Everything will work itself out in the end. Tip number 13 is keep track of your triggers. This is positive triggers, negative triggers, or triggers that will make you switch more than I can't think about right now. You should also encourage your alters to keep track of their triggers as well. Tip number 14 is remember that denial is normal. Thinking you're faking is part of the illness. People who are faking know that they're faking and can pinpoint the day that they started faking, and they consciously make the decision every day to fake. So if you haven't woken up that morning and thought, okay, I gotta fake, then you're not faking. If you're asking yourself if you're faking, you're almost definitely not. Tip number 15, bring love, positivity, and happiness to your system. Surround yourself and your alters with things that make you and them happy. You should now give them the love and support that you wish you had when you were a child. Tip number 16 is let your alters have things. By this I mean like an app on your phone, or like a shirt or an outfit, or maybe a little Awana stuffed animal. Let them have those things. It will make them feel better. It'll make them feel more accepted. And it's just a good idea, I think. Also, like a social media account is good to let them have it, and don't go through it if you can avoid it, unless you're like really worried about it, because that can become kind of like a diary for them. So that's always a good idea, I think. Tip number 17 is don't rush things. It will take time to get where you want to be, but it will happen. You will have communication eventually, and you will know who's in your system eventually, and you will be able to live a normal life, but it takes time, and you just have to try not to rush it and just let it go at its own pace. Everything will be okay, I promise. Just give it time. Tip number 18 is to protect each other. Sometimes your system will be all you have in this world, so you need to protect each other, love each other, be there for each other, and try to accept them as they are. Tip number 2 is that your alters don't need labels now or ever. You do not have to find every single alter in your system a role or a job, like protector, persecutor, trauma holder, little. Like, they don't need to have roles. It's not necessary. I mean, if it makes you feel better, then okay, but they don't need to have roles. They can just exist without a job. Our final tip of this video isn't really a tip, it's just some things that you as the host or the original core need to remember when finding out that you have DID or OSDD. Every alter has a right to exist and a right for time in the body. You are not more real than the rest of your system or your other alters. Nobody in a system is more real, valid, or important than anybody else. You, as the host or the core or the original, are also an alter. It is not you plus your alters. It is your system. You are not more real than the rest. I'm sorry to tell you that. I'm sorry if that hurts, but it's true. You are also an alter. And just remember that your life isn't over. Many people with DID or OSDD go on to live very happy, successful, and healthy lives. So that is the end of our video. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you leave a like, and you can leave a comment if you'd like. And while you're down there, hit the subscribe button and press the bell so that you're notified every single time we post a new video. And we will see you next week. Lots of love. Bye.